He'll definitely be sued. There's no question about that. I mean, it's just a matter of when and for what. But you can rest assured that based on the investigation we've done, the text messages we have, the receipts that'll go along with that complaint.
Justin Baldoni just unleashed another wave of footage, and now Blake is looking like a professional-level liar. He's coming in hot, armed with receipts that are burying Blake deeper by the minute. Honestly, she might be finished. This chaos kicked off when Justin released jaw-dropping evidence, including that uncomfortable behind-the-scenes basement footage from It Ends With Us premiere. The internet hasn't recovered since. But Blake's response? Total disaster. Instead of damage control, she's making it worse. From clumsy PR moves to looming legal drama, it's clear her camp is drowning. This isn't just a PR mishap, it's a PR train wreck. And get this, Blake's legal team is fumbling the ball just as badly. Instead of taking a step back, breathing, and reassessing their strategy, they're out here swinging wildly and missing every single time. Let's face it, Blake's team is doing her dirty, and the public is eating it up. Her attempts to control the narrative are laughable. The delusion, sky high. At this rate, Blake Lively is living up to her name in reverse. Because right now, she's the most unlively person on the internet. Get your popcorn ready, because this takedown is serving major drama. And here's the kicker. Blake's got this notorious habit of playing the victim anytime things go south. But this time, the audience isn't buying it. This saga with Justin? It's looking more like a clout-chasing scheme that backfired hard. Blake seemed to think she could weaponize public sympathy, but Justin was 10 steps ahead. He's not sitting back in silence. Oh no. Justin came strapped with receipts, just like his lawyer Brian Friedman warned us.
He'll definitely be sued. There's no question about that. I mean, it's just a matter of when and for what. But you can rest assured that based on the investigation we've done, the text messages we have, the receipts that'll go along with that complaint.
Now, every claim of abuse Blake tossed at him is getting shredded in public, piece by piece. And is it just me? Or is their strategy genius? They're playing this like chess, slowly dropping receipts in a way that builds maximum suspense. It started with innocent screenshots, only to escalate to soul-crushing video evidence. And trust me, they're saving the worst for last. I'm fully convinced the next release will be the bombshell that wipes Blake off the floor. Like, literally. Remember that first heartbreaking voice note? The one where Justin talks about being locked in the basement during the premiere? Yeah, that was just the appetizer. What's next might just end Blake's PR game for good. Buckle up! This scandal isn't over yet. You can clearly hear it. Justin casually talking about his wife, with Blake chiming in like they're besties. It's all laughs and good vibes in that clip. But here's the kicker. Blake's been twisting this narrative from day one. Remember when she claimed Justin barged into her trailer while she was breastfeeding? Yeah, well, Justin dropped text messages of Blake inviting him over, saying, "I'm breastfeeding, come over." Awkward much? Then there's the part where she accused a producer of showing her something inappropriate. Turns out, it wasn't some creepy stunt. It was an artistic photo of his business partner in a bathtub holding their newborn, shown during a conversation about home births. Blake's attempts to spin this into something scandalous are falling flat. And now, she's trying to convince people that what we're watching is harassment. Please. Let's not forget how Blake escalated things once Justin started firing back with proof. She immediately ran to the Human Rights Office in the Southern District of New York, the same place where she filed her lawsuit, claiming that Justin and his team were leaking evidence to retaliate against her. She literally begged the court to issue a gag order to silence Baldoni. Funny how she's suddenly concerned about media influence, considering she was the one who ran straight to the New York Times to drag Justin's name through the mud. And that article, full of what some might generously call half-truths. But let's be real, most of it was outright lies aimed at tanking Justin's reputation.
Baldoni's legal team asserts, quote, having publicly made ruinous allegations that the Wayfarer parties, Baldoni and his production company, can prove are false, the Lively parties, meaning her and her husband, because he's also suing them, now invoke attorney disciplinary rules as an intimidation tactic. The Lively parties' desire to force the Wayfarer parties to defend themselves privately against allegations made publicly is not a proper basis for a gag order. It is a tactical gamesmanship, and it is outrageous.
Think about the hypocrisy here. Blake's out here smearing Justin to revive her own sinking reputation after her disastrous behavior at the It Ends With Us premiere. And now she wants the court to gag him? If she were really standing in the truth, she wouldn't be so desperate to silence him. She's claimed Justin was twisting the context, but now that he's putting the full picture out there, what's her excuse? What's she so afraid of? Blake even had the nerve to say that when she confronted Justin about his so-called inappropriate behavior, his response was, "I'm not even attracted to you." Ouch. But in reality, the clip shows Justin locked into his role as both an actor and a director, staying professional and even calling for a break when they had enough takes. Blake better rethink her strategy because right now, she's getting dragged and this time, there's no spin that can save her. People are calling Blake out for her wild contradictions. One of her key claims was that she felt visibly uncomfortable around Justin, but in the footage, she's laughing and joking like they're the best of friends. At one point, she even teases Justin about his big nose, and they both crack up before Justin stops the scene, saying they've shot enough for the slow motion effect they wanted. So, where's the discomfort, Blake? Oh, and let's not forget that lighthearted nose joke is now blowing up in her face. See, in Blake's lawsuit, she accused Justin of body shaming her by asking the onset trainer about her weight before a scene where he had to lift her. But here's the reality. Justin asked purely for safety reasons. He has back issues, and he wanted to make sure he could do the lift without injuring himself. Pretty reasonable, right? But Blake's logic is something else. Apparently, Justin can't ask a simple question about her weight for medical reasons. But she can joke about his nose without consequence. People are dragging her for the hypocrisy, and they've got a point. Justin took the nose joke like a champ and laughed it off. But when it's Blake's turn, she cries body shaming. The double standard is hard to ignore. And now, this whole nose drama has taken on a life of its own. We're talking about Blake teasing someone's nose, while her own nose has been a subject of speculation for years. Blake Lively has never officially admitted to getting a nose job, but many believe she's had rhinoplasty based on the noticeable changes to her nose over time. Fans point out the narrower bridge and sharper tip, which are hard to miss if you compare old photos to her current look. The irony? Blake's making a scene over body shaming while living under scrutiny herself. This mess isn't just about lawsuits anymore. It's about how public perception is flipping on her, and she's not handling it well. Stay tuned, because the fallout is getting messier by the minute. The plot just got juicier. Blake has responded to the leaked footage, and let's just say it's the most death-on-arrival response she's ever pulled. Despite the evidence turning heads, Blake's legal team is doubling down, claiming the video somehow proves they've been right about Justin from the start. Yep, you read that correctly. Both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are insisting that the footage backs their side of the story. But things aren't adding up. Blake's attorney wasted no time issuing a statement declaring, "Every time they release footage, it corroborates the actress's claims." They also labeled the videos as manufactured media stunts. But here's the kicker. What exactly does Blake find so offensive in the video? Her attorney's explanation is a whole drama by itself. According to them, the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in towards Ms. Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. They claim every bit of this was improvised. No prior discussion, no consent, and no intimacy coordinator on set. Basically, Blake's camp is framing Justin as a full-on villain, using this footage as proof that he crossed boundaries. But here's the twist. People watching the video aren't exactly buying it. The internet is collectively scratching its head, wondering, are we even watching the same clip? Blake's narrative makes it sound like a scene from a crime thriller, but viewers are pointing out key differences. What they see is Justin immersed in his role, performing typical on-set improvisation that's common in emotionally charged scenes. And let's not forget, Blake didn't seem uncomfortable when it was happening. Until now, when it fits her lawsuit strategy. Public opinion is swinging hard, and Blake's attempt to spin this as some kind of damning evidence is falling flat. If anything, people are calling out the irony, because the more Blake talks, the more it looks like Justin's team is the one dropping receipts with impact. The question is, how long can she keep up this act before it all backfires? The internet isn't buying Blake's story, and it's getting heated. Experts have jumped in, breaking down the footage, and guess what? Most are siding with Justin. They're saying that a skilled actor knows not every little move is explicitly written in the script. A forehead kiss, a little face rub, or getting cozy on set. That's what makes scenes flow naturally. And guess what? Blake was doing her share of improvising too. There's even footage of Blake wrapping her hands around Justin's neck. The way she swings around, tells him they should be talking, or adds little moments that weren't scripted shows how natural this scene needed to be. It's like someone inviting you into a house and then later acting surprised you used the door. Make it make sense. Now, let's be real. No one can find a single moment where Justin's behavior looks anything but professional and in character. What we actually saw, the two of them laughing, vibing, and cracking jokes about Justin's big nose. Where's this visibly uncomfortable Blake they keep mentioning? Because she's nowhere to be found in that footage. Of course, social media is eating this up. The predictions are wild, with people speculating that Justin could walk away with a 9-figure settlement, while Blake might end up with a messy divorce on her plate. The streets are ruthless, but let's be honest, they may not be wrong. Fans are either roasting Blake for blowing this out of proportion, or calling the situation what it really is. One giant Hollywood circus. Meanwhile, Justin's standing tall. His legal team dropped the footage to counter Blake's accusations, and they're not done yet. They've promised to unleash more evidence, and if this is just the start, Blake should be worried. But here's the plot twist. Many of the actions Blake's using to paint Justin as a villain were literally in the script and based on scenes from the book. And the kicker? Rumor has it, Blake never even read the book. By now, it's obvious that this drama has spiraled far beyond that red carpet fiasco during the movie's premiere. Lawsuits are flying, accusations are piling up, and now Blake's trying to convince everyone that a scripted movie scene was something far more sinister. But here's the thing, the internet isn't buying it. In fact, the internet stays undefeated, and Blake's narrative is falling apart faster than she can patch it. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse for her, they do. Blake isn't just dealing with Baldoni's receipts. Nope. She's also catching heat over resurfaced footage involving Anna Kendrick, and it's got everyone buzzing! What started as a messy legal battle with Justin has snowballed into a full-blown exposé of Blake's past feuds and bad behavior. Turns out, the skeletons in her closet are rattling loud enough for the world to hear. Let's break it down. Blake's facing backlash not just from Anna Kendrick, but from a whole roster of former co-stars and industry insiders. From her rumored tension with Gossip Girl co-star Leighton Meester to claims of mistreatment toward interns and media personalities, it seems like Blake's got more frenemies than fans these days. One source even spilled, "I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film. Thought she seemed nice. Little did I know." Ouch. Let's start with the Anna Kendrick beef. You'd think after starring together in A Simple Favor, they'd be close, right? Wrong. Word on the street is that they've been at odds since day one, and the drama runs deeper than you'd expect. Some say it traces all the way back to Anna, allegedly throwing shade at Blake's BFF, Taylor Swift, years ago. Talk about holding a grudge. Back in 2016, Anna Kendrick did an interview where she jokingly compared herself to Taylor Swift. She called Taylor the perfect Miss America type, while describing her own vibe as more cynical and sarcastic. It was a lighthearted comment, but Blake Lively? She didn't find it funny at all. Anna said, "I can't be a Disney princess ever." Blake's reaction? "Oh, Muffin, it's so hard for you." The shade was real. Fast forward to when they were filming A Simple Favor, and things got awkward, fast. Press tours, promo shoots, behind-the-scenes moments. It all felt tense, and not just to the public. Insiders claim Blake even muted certain people on social media, and when someone asked her about it, she casually responded, "Good." The passive-aggressive energy was practically leaking off the screen. Rumor has it, Anna allegedly found Blake impossible to work with, while Blake accused Anna of stealing the spotlight. Yikes! Neither of them ever publicly addressed the feud, but their co-star Henry Golding tried to do damage control, saying everything was fine on set. But come on, we saw those press interviews. They were filled with side-eye glances, cold responses, and all the awkward body language that screamed, "We're just tolerating each other." And just when you'd think they'd leave the drama in the past, the studio decided to green-light A Simple Favor 2. Fans were shocked, wondering how these two would even survive being in the same room again after years of tension. According to sources, Anna was hesitant about returning, but director Paul Feig was determined to pull it off. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. The old tensions resurfaced almost immediately, and things got so toxic that production had to physically separate Blake and Anna to avoid any major blow-ups. Imagine how tense that set must have been. The drama became so intense that rumors are now swirling that the sequel might never even see the light of day. Blake, reportedly fed up, is refusing to promote the film. And with her ongoing legal mess with Justin Baldoni dragging her down even further, things aren't looking good. This sequel could be dead before it even gets off the ground. This whole fiasco is just adding more fuel to the fire. Amazon, who dropped serious cash to secure A Simple Favor 2, is reportedly furious. Early test screenings had audiences hyped, but the studio's patience is running thin. Rumors are swirling that Amazon is shelving the movie indefinitely, thanks to all the off-screen chaos. Fans who were excited to see Blake and Anna reunite on screen? Yeah, they might be waiting forever. And that's not the only fallout Blake's facing. Word on the street says she was iced out of the Golden Globes earlier this year. Insiders claim she wasn't just skipped over, she wasn't even welcome. Now, with Amazon pulling the plug on her latest project, Blake's Hollywood connections seem to be slipping fast. Burning bridges is never a good look, and Blake's starting to feel the heat. What's next for her? Honestly, it's hard to say. Will she manage to bounce back like some stars do, or is this the start of an even bigger career meltdown? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni isn't holding back. He's suing Blake for a jaw-dropping $400 million in damages. He's fighting tooth and nail to protect his reputation. And let's be real, he has every reason to. Right now, it's feeling like a classic, he said. She said battle. But with the way things are playing out, it could easily turn into he wins, she loses. Fans have already taken sides. And let's just say, it's not looking good for Blake. Public opinion can be brutal, and Blake seems to be getting the short end of the stick. And as ironic as it sounds, It Ends With Us is ending in the courtroom, but something tells me the drama is far from over. It's only going to get messier from here. So stay tuned, because we're in for the long haul. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Drop your thoughts on this drama in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.